friends in the valley, just finding their way. Four friends fighting crime in their own kind of way. The Valleyfolk, the Valleyfolk, oh oh, the Valleyfolk. Watch them defeat the dragons and Steve and Joe the Elliot. With the help of Kevin and Kait, the Valleyfolk. Riding in the Valley van, Steve, Joe the Elliot.
What's the Valley van?
I want it. I think we have it, but I want it now.
They're the Valleyfolk.
Wow.
It sounds like you got Penn from Penn and Teller
nice.
to do the very end part of that. They're the Valleyfolk. That's like,
he's a huge fan. Yeah,
that was a treasure. That was stuck in my head when we first heard that. That was stuck in my head the rest of the entire day.
Yeah, that was brought to us by 28 Hartnell.
28 Hartnell.
It came a day, not even a day, 12 hours after I tweeted, for my birthday, for an early birthday present, can somebody make the Valleyfolk an 80s themed, like cartoon television show theme song? Yeah. And that guy in
beautiful.
less than 12 hours tweeted that out at us.
Whoa!
And had animated it as well. There's a music video attached to that. We have the best,
it's actually really
most
good.
Talented, efficient fans.
I really do.
Out there.
I am consistently blown away. I just want to start this off by saying I am drinking a Gatorade on this.
We're gonna be on TV.
God damn it, Ellie! I'm trying to say
we're
that
gonna be on TV.
I know I'm drinking a children's drink.
Yes. Oh, you are drinking a children's drink.
I just want to.
Well, excuse me while I check my Tamagotchi and make sure that she's fed.
It's the adult version because there's zero sugar.
Yeah, fuck it. We're going to be on TV, kids.
Yeah, kids. We're going to be on TV. We did it.
What, Joe, you want to, who wants to? Elliot?
I did. I got it out. I just needed to say it.
Here's what's going down. We just got permission.
Hold on. You have to finish that Triscuit before you do
now,
that.
keep in mind, this is going out. So listen, this is gonna go live first on Monday for our VIP patrons. The announcement will probably be public at the point that it goes public, that this podcast goes public on next Wednesday. This is May 30th right now.
But this is the first time we get to
But
talk
we get to
about
talk
that as
now.
a group.
Yeah.
And it's really fun. We're doing a show called Bring the Funny on NBC, which I like to describe as kind of The Voice meets
comedy.
America's Got Talent meets comedy.
Yeah.
It's a comedy competition show with stand-up, sketch, variety, bunch of different types of comedy coming together and throwing down the gauntlet of being funny.
Yeah, it's going to be a journey, and we're all really excited about it. When we kind of we've been very hush-hush about it and hinty about it, but we auditioned to do it. We sort of we had a very long discussion about whether or not we were going to
plural.
Discussions. Yeah, I mean,
No, it
back
was
and
one
forth.
talk.
It was actually the most official talk I think we've ever had of sitting
really
down
was.
and being like, what are we going to do here?
People.
Part of it was because we didn't want to take away from what we were doing here, and we're not going to. That's sort of why we worked very hard to kind of make sure that the runway is good and the content here is going to keep happening, and it's going to happen on the Patreon and YouTube and everything. So none of that stuff's going to change. If anything, there'll be more. But we kind of went into it and we're like, we're going to audition and we're just going to goof off and be ourselves. And then when we got it, we kind of did the same thing.
We should also say that we didn't really seek it out. It was kind of brought to our attention.
They reached
kind
out.
of reached out to us,
which is really cool and beautiful.
Really cool. Yeah.
But it's also kind of nerve-wracking because I feel like it's like a double-edged sword. Like all you want to do is be yourself, and then also that's such a terrifying thing because this is for more people than we have ever been in front of.
Yeah, we're not ready for this. We weren't ready for this.
And we definitely were fully ourselves, and so whatever happens, and it's going to be very exciting. But whatever it is, we're pumped, and we are being us, which is
cool. I want to give a shout out real quick, and then elaborate on your point.
Keenan.
Keenan. For sure. Oh, that's the judges. Keenan, Chrissy Thompson, and Jeff
Chrissy
Foxworth.
Teigen.
Or what'd I say?
Keenan Thompson and Chrissy Teigen.
What did I say?
Your
You
brain
said
just
Keenan,
switched
Chrissy Thompson.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They got married. I didn't know if you guys knew.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
What happened to John Legend?
It's John Teagan.
When they reached out to us and came a calling, it was kind of assisted by our dear friend Matt Robb.
Yeah.
He helped make the connection because they were talking to him, and he's like, "You should check out the Valleyfolk." So I want to give him some
That's a
props.
good shot.
Yeah, and we exist in an industry where it is about eyeballs and it is about getting our stuff out there, and it's always kind of like I feel like what we do is very cool and unique and different, but it also we are limited by our just sort of circumstances, and we have a wonderful group of subscribers and patrons that make all this possible. But it's like it's such a cool opportunity to be like, hey, if you're into this type of thing, we're gonna this is what we do, and we get to find out kind of whether or not America is as insane as we are. And I like to think that more people are than is currently there, and we'll see.
It also, like, to get on a personal note about it, it felt like the most nerve-wracked I've ever been
Yes.
in a short amount of time.
The most
ever in my
anxiety I've
life.
It
experienced.
was a dream. It was a total.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a total dream because we were going to the Universal backlot every single day, and we were doing this. We were
Takes it, yeah.
going into a sound stage, and we were getting costumes fitted and all
Yeah, it
sorts of
was
cool
rad.
stuff.
We're hoping to keep doing it.
Yeah, and it was just a dream come true. It was just a total dream come true. But it was also like, in the moments when we were performing, very nerve-wracking, very scary.
Yeah.
But we'll we don't want to spoil anything or get too deep into what we did. But
Well, there's
We can say, I think we can officially say, like, we went in, all four of us being like, we want to be us 100%, because
Yeah.
you worry about that with, like, the reality TV and with, like, manipulations of that. And this seemed like a little bit different of a show where it's just like they just wanted to showcase funny. So that seemed really sweet. And we knew some really cool people on it too that we were like, yeah, they're amazing. Why not?
Yeah.
But we wanted to be ourselves 100%. And I will say, I think we were. I think we, like, 100% were just like us.
Yeah.
On and off camera, very us. And I really loved that part of it. I love that experience of it, of just being like, yeah, this is exactly who we are. No one's manipulating anything. No one's doing anything in that way. So that felt really good. I will say also, like, because I think we could talk about the audition. We went in auditioned, and we auditioned with Something Insane. And
Which you will see.
But we auditioned with Something Insane, and it was one of those things where, like, none of us in that moment, cared, and it was kind of a beautiful thing. Like, we
I
all
cared.
were just. Did you really?
Yeah, I still care, of
Oh.
course. I cared.
You didn't lead on, and not like a
yeah,
not cared,
yeah.
but we gave. I think it was more. I guess
It's our irreverent kind of like,
Yeah.
if it happens, great. If
Yes.
it doesn't, but we're not
well,
going to like
even no. I think
prop it
more
up.
more along the lines of just like no one was like, gotta figure this out. Like, no one was
No.
like that. It was
There was
more
no
literally
pacing.
just like
There was
no
no-
pacing. There was no just like, we literally were like, we are going to do this.
Yep.
We think it's hilarious. We think it's wonderful. And we kind of hope you do too.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of one of those, like, even when we left, we're walking out in the parking lot, and all of us were like, what did we just do?
It was insane.
In
Yeah.
front of NBC.
We all got back in the car and we were driving away and we went to get lunch and we were like, okay, well, we did it well for
Yeah.
us. Like, we were like, oh, it was as
We're
us
like,
as you
either
could
they're
get.
gonna
and-
be like never, or
Yeah.
like sure.
And
like,
it was also us just in the terms of like the audition itself. Like it was sort of just how we kind of do things in general, where it's like 2 seconds before we're going in, Joe is like, hey, do this real fast, walk up and say this, do this, and it's like, we're like, okay, yeah, absolutely, we'll do it. And so like things were changing the entire time, and I hope we get to keep bringing that spirit.
the funnest part about the audition. I don't know how detailed we can get into it in the future or now. Whatever. Blah 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 blah. We it's insanity, like you say.
Yeah.
We had really crazy costumes. We didn't look like ourselves, and the thing that we auditioned with was a cacophony of just craziness. And once it's done, once that big like moment ends, it's like hitting a brick wall.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is like we're going crazy. We can't really tell if people are laughing or not because we're in it, and then it ends and they go, "Thank you." And then we walk out of the room and we're like,
all right.
okay.
Yeah, to
bye.
paint a photo, the size of the room was basically like a convention room or like a
Yeah.
small convention hall in like a hotel, literally in a hotel. And we go in there and there's like just tape on the floor that represents the stage. And there is just a room full of people and executives, and there's cameras, and there's all
And they're
these
all like on their phones. And
yeah,
like,
they all
yeah.
care.
Yeah.
And then we went back to back with 2 different performances, and both very different. And it was real cool.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
So we're excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're very excited. It was a lot of work, and we did it during a time when we were still also putting stuff up here and doing our best to have a backlog of stuff while we're out.
To really bust humps.
Yeah, and so now we're kind of back into the flow and we're doing our thing, and it's kind of the first time we've been on the Valleycast together in a little bit too. And feels like it's kind of like we have an announcement and we're back together and
Yep.
It feels nice.
It feels nice. It's going to be awesome that the Valleyfolk will be said on a television show on prime time with names like Chrissy Teigen and Kenan Thompson and Jeff Foxworthy attached to it.
And Chrissy Thompson,
and it's going to be a huge show, and there's a lot of money behind it, and it's a big production, and a lot of people worked on it behind the scenes, and it's like fucking crazy. And so the bottom line is that we're going to get a push. We're going to get a push for being on television for the Valleyfolk, and that's a huge win for us because we busted our humps, all four of us, and Kevin and Kait and everyone else who's helped us to kind of build this thing, to make this thing, to have fun with our friends and still maintain some semblance of a paycheck.
Yeah.
And we've somehow managed to stay afloat even through into our second year, and this thing is about to elevate us even more, and it's such an exciting time for us and for you guys listening because you're right here with us. You guys, especially our patrons who have been with us from the very beginning, and you guys are seeing kind of like something we never thought would happen to us happen, and we don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be crazy, and you're all here with us while we do
Which will be
it.
really fun.
Yeah.
I want to also say thank you to everybody that has been there here from the beginning and through this, because admittedly, and it didn't seem like too big of a problem, we got a little lean on some stuff at times, like content wise, finger quotes up, but people stuck with us. They didn't mind our cryptic like something's coming.
Yeah.
and I hope
funny.
this explains if you thought that things were a little thin for a while, where we've been and what we're doing, and thank you for helping us get here, and thank you for sticking with us through it, and thank you for taking the next step with us, because this journey is going to be fun, and what we've said from the start is that the Valleyfolk is a circle of friendship. It's a family. Anybody that's part of the Patreon, anybody that's a viewer is, you're part of the foundation that helped get us to this point. We're about to launch season 2 of your show, and I was just going back and looking at what we did, and we forget that we made 33 episodes.
Yeah,
on top of everything else we did. It's a television show length and production wise type of thing. So we put in the work, and the new season's going to start when this thing's hitting. It's going to be very, very fun. Screw it. I'm going to tell them what we did. Guys, this is what we did. I got on the show, and I swear to God, all I did was pitch Trivia Bidet for an hour and a half on stage, and it slayed.
So get ready for
slayed.
Celebrity Trivia Bidet on NBC.
Hosted by Jeff
Foxworthy.
Foxworthy.
It is going to be
Hey, y'all,
awesome.
let's get squirty. So who's got a topic?
I have a
God damn it,
topic,
jump
and
on
it's very
in.
stupid and it's very short, but I need to know because I thought about this, and I don't know this about you, and it feels kind of wrong that I don't know this about you guys. Yesterday, 2 days ago, I was asking Kevin Plackey, sweet angel baby boy, what cookie he wanted from 7-Eleven, and he said, peanut butter's my favorite.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Kevin's an
And
enigma.
He is an enigma.
Love
and
him.
it's such a
Love that
such a
boy.
specific, like, I mean, if there's one thing that we know for sure, Kevin knows who he is, and it's kind of it's very attractive.
Kevin is-
It's very
is
sweet.
unapologetically.
It's unapologetically, he knows exactly who he is. One of my favorite stories of all time is when Elliot asked him if he wanted to hang out in a hot tub with him, and Kevin went, no.
Well, it was also
I'm
nice
good.
because afterward, Kevin was like, I know that I can actually say that to you. And I'm like, yeah, it is nice
Yeah,
to
it
be able
is
to
nice
communicate
to just
directly
be-
without people accusing you
without,
of being
like,
mean.
a lie or whatever.
Not that ever happens.
It's just, but that's another one of those stories of like, you know exactly who you are. It's like, hey man, do you want to come over to my place? And I think there's a hot tub. I have an extra suit. Oh no. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Kevin is
Unoffended.
the Valleyfolk's ET. He just came from space and he made our lives better.
Yeah.
And we don't want him to leave. And he's
And he
also
loves peanut butter.
And his
Yeah,
food
oh my
choices are
God,
very
yeah.
strange.
He loves peanut butter.
Yeah.
He does. Wow. So I realized, I was like, wow, I didn't know that. And then I was like, oatmeal raisin. And he was like, never. Which I
No.
love oatmeal raisin. I can go for an oatmeal raisin.
I like oatmeal raisin.
So
Kevin's right.
this is very dumb, and I apologize because I do have deeper topics, but I really want to know what the fuck your favorite cookie is.
Oh man, I can deep dive in this.
Right,
I can do this.
Steven?
Oh yeah, I got it.
Okay, well, I'll start.
Elliot,
I'll start.
just think on it for me.
It might be a little controversial out of the gate.
Wow.
You guys ready?
Favorite cookie. This shouldn't be hard.
No, it
Dude.
it can be though.
Are you kidding me?
Funyuns
Stop
don't
it.
count.
Shit. Okay,
Do
well, come
have
back to
fun,
me.
yeah. Come back to me.
Well, I'm out.
Come back.
Come back to me. Come back to
you
me.
guys-
Circle around.
I love a good I love a good no bake.
What?
A good no bake cookie.
Ew.
What's a no
Ew.
bake?
Are you kidding me? Ew.
You
Fuck
talking
you.
about just
Why don't
cookie
you
dough?
start? Can you Google no
fuck's
bake
a no-bake
cookies?
cookie? A
Google
no-bake
a no-bake
Well,
cookie.
first of all, we should not cookie shame anybody.
Yeah,
if
you're
you
right.
like
I'm
no-bake
sorry. I do
cookies, that's
apologize.
fine.
Yeah, that's
I can't
true.
believe- yeah,
Do you
I
guys
feel
not
bad.
like no bakes?
I would never put that
I don't
on the
know what
top
it
of
is.
my
Do you know what
list.
it is?
To be honest, I don't think I do. I think I don't like
It's
them.
a chocolate custard, like cluster made of oats.
With like oats.
Oh, I'm out.
And it's like it comes in just
Told
like
you. I
a
told you.
pile.
It looks like
Yeah.
horse turds.
I know you're
My
talking
mom
about.
used
Doesn't
to make
taste
them,
like
and she
horse
called them.
turds.
Are you sure?
How do you
Yeah.
know?
Have
How do
you ever
know?
had
How
horse
do you know?
turds?
How do you
Yes.
know?
That's where I'm at.
Yes.
All right, buddy.
Horse turds are his second
Shit.
favorite cookie.
I'm worried
Sincerity.
about you as a father now.
Honestly, Steve, my mom used to make these, and she called them ugly cookies. Like that's what we called
That's
them in our
about what
house.
they look like to
but
me.
now I feel like I want to call them horse turds.
Horse turds, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You guys
follow
got
them
any
up.
horse turds?
The,
Like
uh,
the Girl Scout version of
on the back end, the second place, really close, is that Aloha cookie from
Oh,
California Chicken
that
Cafe,
cookie is
which
so
is
You
like,
like
stupid.
weird
it's like
stuff.
macadamia
I'm sorry.
and
I'm
coconut
is
and
it a
chocolate.
cookie shame to say he likes weird stuff?
the tone was
The
definitely
tone is,
condescending and
yeah, you're
insulting.
right. You're right. It is. I'm sorry, Joe.
Like,
Fuck
he
you,
was-
Steve. Fuck you, Steve.
Fortunately, Joe,
Fuck you, Steve.
fortunately, Joe won't get defensive about it. So that's
yeah,
the,
exactly.
I win. I win.
Yo,
I win.
I win. I win.
I'm
the
gonna-
cookie debate.
I'm gonna
You
have my
lose the
lovely
cookie
wife
debate.
whip up some no bakes for y'all.
Can
I'm
we
gonna
just
bring
get
'em in.
mine out of the way because it's boring as fuck? I just like chocolate chip.
That's it.
Yeah,
though?
just give me
That's
fucking-
that is
Can I be
boring.
honest?
A
Yeah,
good
I know,
chocolate
but
chip
here's
is
the
great.
problem. The problem is that you start talking about what your favorite cookie is. You start throwing in shit that like fucking some white dude in fucking like
Okay.
Yeah,
Philadelphia
immediately
came up with.
judgmental.
No, it's just like the cookie with M&Ms and pieces of pretzels in it and stuff. It's like I don't count.
great.
I don't count that as like that's like my
That's a
favorite
cookie.
Yeah, but it's like aren't there just like the normal? There's going to be like a chocolate, a peanut butter, an oatmeal.
Peanut butter's good.
Oatmeal raisin, white chocolate
oatmeal
macadamia.
raisin.
I would still
Sure,
put on that
white
list.
chocolate.
What would
White
you?
White
chocolate
chocolate
macadamia.
Oh yeah. Well, here. Well,
I'm just a regular old chalky chip.
yeah.
Are you a
yeah.
chewy
I
chocolate
love
chip?
chocolate chip.
I'll take it both, but I like a crispy
Oh, chocolate chip. Oh, you
Wow,
mean
see, this is
badger
what-
semen? Fucking badger semen cookie?
Yeah, how do you know?
Oh yeah. How do you know what that tastes like, Steve? I'm worried about you as a father, you fucking piece of shit.
See, and the good thing is
This
Joe
is why we
takes
can't
really
talk about
criticism
cookies.
not so good, maybe. So
I
maybe
even
cool
thought-
it with
I
the
said,
cookie talk.
Don't talk about cookies. They're gonna get fucking
Joe,
insane.
I'll cut your mic for the whole rest of the episode.
I'll cut your fucking throat. Try it.
Gosh.
Okay,
you
now
imagine?
now I am afraid.
I
for
want
his
to take a
children.
shower. I grew up on like packaged cookies, so I love
Oh, you
those. They're not my
did.
favorite, but I do love them, and I like I like Nutter Butters. I like all that crap.
Nutter
It's
Butters are
total
good.
crap. And I like yeah.
Sorry, tangent off of Nutter Butters.
Oh, yeah, I know
the
what you're gonna say.
7-Eleven across the street
What?
has all these donuts, right?
Yeah.
They got all these
They're
donuts
Nutter
that
Butter donut?
they'll give away for free if you buy a big ass coffee. They're like, take our shit
take our
donuts,
shit.
I know
please.
they're giving us food all the time.
But there's these
Did
chocolate.
you buy one pizza slice?
you know,
Here's
like-
4 more.
Yeah,
And you're
so you know,
what?
like the maple bars,
Yeah.
like the long
Yeah.
ones, but with chocolate on them. So they got those. They got those chocolate long ass maple
Yeah.
bars, but
Yeah.
with chocolate. And on top, they're like, you know what? Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
I think we're onto something with these chocolate maple bars
Yeah,
without
looks
maple.
good, right?
Right. But I feel like they're missing something. What should we put on top of this chocolate bar?
What if we put sprinkles?
Nah, it's too small. Not egregious enough.
What about like Rice Krispies?
Oh yeah, but
a little bigger than
I
sprinkles.
like that you're using an IP and a product totally different.
Yeah.
Something that you gotta buy.
Yeah.
Something that
What
comes in
the-
a different package.
Yeah, I want to open up something and put it on something.
What's a finished product that's not in any way?
Maybe it's
bullshit?
got layers.
I know. Let's just put a Nutter Butter. on top of
Holy
that donut.
shit, you motherfucker!
So there's
You're the greatest artist who ever lived.
You are promoted. You don't have to work here anymore.
okay. there's a
Just
there's
imagine,
a donut.
just imagine one of those long chocolate donuts. You know the ones. The
Yeah.
I forgot what they're called.
And it has a nutter
chocolate
butter.
bars.
It's just there's just on top is one nutter butter,
One
and they called
full,
it a nutter
uncrushed
nutter butter. Just like someone like that fucking guy that runs this place was like, I got an idea. That's exactly how it happened.
Hey, watch this.
Boom, $3.99,
Free with a large coffee.
$3.99.
No. We don't give those ones away.
and they called
We
it a
don't.
nutter butter donut.
Oh,
No,
boy.
really?
You can't call that a nutter
No.
butter donut. You can call that a donut with a nutter butter.
Yeah.
Do you
I-
think there's peanut butter inside?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Little life hack. I remember I would go in college, and there was a class that I hated. That it was so tedious, but it was like a, one you had to take. I don't know what
Organic chemistry.
that one. But so it was one you had
Cookie
to take, and I
chemistry.
would literally like grab one of those like on my way passing by and getting my book. I grab a cookie, and this says everything about the fat kid thing in me. I grab a cookie from the machines.
The cookie
The
salesman.
cookie, no, to the machines.
Cookie roll.
Jonathan.
75 cents.
Mama,
I get myself a cookie.
Mama, tell the part where the man came out of the room and said,
Mama, tell us, Mama, tell us. I take the cookie. Oh. And when I grab my book for one of those big classes I don't remember, I
this
put
is
the
my
cookie-
favorite. It's about the...
I put the cookie on my dashboard. And
then what
happened?
happened?
What would
You made
happen,
it
Mama?
warm.
What would happen, Mama?
cookie. You warmed up your fucking cookie on your dashboard.
When I came
I don't.
back.
I think I'm worried about you.
Thank you. Thank you
This is an
so
episode where I find out
much.
I'm worried about my
Well,
friends.
how have you not been worried about
I've
me
not
since
done
then?
that.
It was only literally because there was 2 times a week. There was a class that I fucking hated, and I was like,
Organic
this
chemistry.
is my incentive.
Cold
And
cookies
that's where
101.
Cold Cookies 101.
If I can just get through 45
just-
minutes, I'll have a melted dashboard cookie.
I get it. I would totally do
So
that.
delicious.
I would do that in a
You
heartbeat.
guys
Lee. I think that's genius.
It was an accident the first time.
I teach you how to do sun-baked cookies.
Cookies.
You sun-baked cookie.
Cookies. It was an accident the first time, and then I was like, well, this is just a
Yeah.
treasure that you're going to have to keep doing all semester long.
You improved it. There's nothing wrong with that.
You
Did you-
can't have a
That's what it is.
sun-baked cookie, I just realized.
What do you mean I can't? have
Animals would come and eat them.
Okay.
it? Animals aren't going to come and
Put 'em high
eat your-
enough.
What are you...
What do you mean put them high enough? The
them
things
high
you don't think there's things that could get up high enough?
Absolutely not.
And why
There's no
would I
such
want
thing
them
as
high enough?
anything that flies.
I bet
can't
sun-baked cookies real good.
You know what she
'Cause
washed
it's like
it
the
down
rays
with?
of the sun. That's
She
got to
washed
be real
it down
nice.
with a
I think it's got to
sun-baked
be pretty
popsicle.
hot, buddy. I mean, I don't mean to...
I know it's
I'm-
probably not possible.
I think it's one of those
Well, you
where it's
could
like,
use like a
Not
magnifying
popsicle.
glass or like a mirror,
what's
maybe.
happening? This is... If we ever had a show that was a Gilligan's Island show, this would be an entire episode.
Yeah, I have
of
like
Steve
the
trying-
coconut hat, like chef hat, and I've got like no shirt on, but I've got a chef's like kiss the cook apron, but it's made out of like bamboo leaves. I'm like, guys, I baked sun cookies, and my face is all burnt up red, and it's like. It's peeling and it looks really not okay.
You've
My
lost 40
lips are all
pounds.
broken and bleeding.
You're emaciated.
He's emaciated, and all of us are like, "Why is he trying? What's happening?"
He's been under that giant magnifying glass for 3 days.
Joe Beretti here with the recipe, since you were all asking for no-bake cookies.
Oh God, no one's asking.
I'll just hit you with the instructions.
Jeez, it's
1.
long. I'm looking
Before
at it
getting
long.
started, make sure to gather all of your ingredients and measure everything out.
Ugh.
Line 2 large baking sheets with parchment paper and set aside.
That's actually cool.
2. Place the butter, sugar, milk, and unsweetened cocoa powder in a saucepan and heat over medium heat, making sure to stir often until the butter is melted and everything is well combined.
I put the didgeridoo on your truck.
Bring the mixture to a
God
rolling
damn it,
boil
really?
and allow to boil for 60 seconds.
That drove me crazy for so long.
Make sure to set a timer, stirring occasionally. 3. Remove the heat and stir in the
Um,
peanut butter and vanilla extract
there's peanut butter
until
in
fully
it.
combined. Stir in the oats and mix until all the oats are coated with the mixture and everything
Hold
is
on,
well
I'm sorry.
combined. And
What
finally,
is these sounds, Steve?
drop spoonfuls of the mixture
It's
onto the prepared
scissors.
baking sheets.
Can you do stirring?
Allow to cool for 20 to 30 minutes. Serve and enjoy. How simple is that, everybody?
It's really simple.
How
I
simple
would
is that?
never put it at the top.
You
of
put
my
the
list.
fucking didgeridoo on my truck? No way.
I can't believe that.
You son of a bitch
And you
bastard.
held it in that long?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch bastard.
Where'd you get a didgeridoo?
From the audition for NBC's Bring the Funny, coming to your
Oh, you, like, stole
televisions
it?
everywhere. No, it was just in the back of my car, and I put
That's
it on
so
Joe's
funny.
Why
truck
was it in the back of your car?
because we never got it out after the audition.
We
So-
bought it and
wait.
used it once and completely forgot about it.
What audition do we use it for?
For NBC's Bring the Funny.
Oh,
coming
wait, we
to-
bought that
Yeah.
just for that.
Yeah, because we
And-
gave the other
I
one away.
forgot about it.
Yeah, and I didn't expect it to be anything,
That
but
is
then
so funny.
You should
Y'all got
know-
really
We should
ex-
probably say something. We were. Doing
I would like an
something-
apology if
Yeah, I
you're
would
if
as
that's
well.
what you're hoping for.
We were doing something and we came out to Joe's truck and there was a didgeridoo randomly on it and we got very creeped out.
And we were somewhere
very,
where
like,
no one
not
would
creeped
know
out,
where we were.
But yeah, and it was just one of those like,
You
oh my God. And we
Thank
thought it was
you.
really cool and really
You
special.
created a moment, and
and I let it
you were
happen.
responsible enough
Turned
to
it
let
into 2 moments.
continue to happen.
Yeah, you did.
Most people wouldn't do that. Most people would be like, oh, I gotta tell who I got the gift. I gotta tell them what it
I would
is.
tell him. I
But
would tell
that
him.
said, I am so sorry that I did it.
He's not. I don't know if you guys are.
Not at all.
You could tell, but he's not.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a nice thing, but I didn't think you would be surprised that I just thought you'd be like, "Oh, Ellie just gave me the didgeridoo," and then when it became a thing,
That's so funny.
That was funny, yeah. And everyone was like freaking out, and I was like, "I'm just not gonna say anything."
Yeah, that's
for
perfect.
A couple months, and and it was I was waiting till we were all together to share
I
that
can't
moment.
wait till
Really
Joe is
nice.
doing
And-
an ill-advised cookie bit, where he's just wasting time. And
Yeah,
not
just
entertaining
literally
anybody.
eating time. But yeah, it was a very fun time, and you have now you have a didgeridoo, Joe.
All right, we'll
That
be
is
right
so
back
sweet.
after these messages.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ad portion of the podcast.
Hi,
That's
hi,
nice.
welcome.
Hi, welcome.
We know what we talk about for the rest of the podcast, and you don't.
Sit back, relax, and take in some hot deals.
Now, if I may,
You may.
you probably spend about, 90% of your life in underwear?
I definitely do.
So don't you think you owe it to yourself to make sure you're wearing the softest undies in town? That's why I only wear MeUndies.
It's true.
Guys, MeUndies are just about the softest underwear you could ever put on your body. They're so soft they make Bob Ross's voice sound like Gilbert Gottfried. And also, MeUndies uses the coveted micromodal fabric, which is a full 3 times softer than cotton.
That's 3 times, everybody, if you're doing the math.
Not only will you feel like your loins are being hugged by joy itself, but MeUndies gives you multiple style experiences, options for both men and women. Men can now try the new boxer brief with fly, which is the same great cut as a boxer brief, but now with an added option for guys who prefer to go through the gate versus over the fence.
Yeah. I literally just learned that was a thing.
MeUndies is also the go-to for the softest loungewear on the planet.
It's so true.
Hang out in their super comfy lounge pants and onesies. Yes, MeUndies makes onesies.
They did a Star Wars print recently that was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
in
I
my
got
life.
that.
It's so cute.
I got the stormtroopers.
I got the baby bears.
They should call them
got the
Me
Ewok baby
onesies.
bears. It's so cute.
Guys, MeUndies has a great offer for listeners. For any first-time purchasers, when you buy any MeUndies, you get 15% off and free shipping. That's 15% off a pair of the most comfortable underwear you will ever put on. To get your 15% off your first pair and your free shipping and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/Valley. That's MeUndies.com/Valley. Every single one of the Valley folk has worn MeUndies,
This is
is
true.
probably currently wearing MeUndies.
Yes.
I certainly am.
Absolutely true.
I
wearing-
mostly refuse to wear anything else.
a lightning pair that's hugging my butt.
So don't sleep on this, guys. Go to MeUndies.com/Valley and get you good deals, okay?
Thank you, MeUndies. You know what you should put on top of those MeUndies?
What's that, Joe?
Clothes, and we're going to help you get those
Oh.
with our friends from Stitch Fix. You guys, describe your look in one word. Go.
Partially Stitch Fix right now.
Wacky,
Wacky. Lee?
I mean, it made well.
whimsical,
One word.
fashionable.
Mostly dude for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Guy?
Well, no matter what your word is,
Guy.
Stitch Fix is going to hook y'all up. Personal style is like a fingerprint to everybody. Everyone has their own. Whatever your
true.
style, the experts at Stitch Fix are ready to help you express yourself. Not all clothes are a fit for all men. With Stitch Fix, your personal stylist will send you clothing that makes you look like your best. Less one size fits all. More, this size fits your body because that's what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
And it's very true.
I've always known.
I love Stitch Fix. You can do the thing where you just tell them what you want, and they'll send it to you. I was like, you know
that.
what? I want boots. And they sent me boots, and I loved them.
Yeah.
That's great.
Stitch Fix is an online personal styling service that delivers your favorite clothing brands right to your door. To get started, go to stitchfix.com/the Valleycast. Sorry, it's different on this one. Delete that. Go to stitchfix.com/valley.
Stitch Fix.
Yeah, what are you
Stitchfix.com/valley. Answer some questions about your preferred style.
where you are right now?
I'm dying. And your personal shopper will ship you a box of clothes, shoes, and
They're gonna
accessories.
ship you a box?
There's no
Jesus.
commitment required, and you only pay for what you keep. Shipping, exchanges, and returns are always free.
That's so true.
Plus, the $20 styling fee is automatically applied towards anything you keep from your box. You'll never have to think about looking good again.
No.
With Stitch Fix. StitchFix.com/Valley. Get started today at StitchFix.com/Valley and get an extra 25% off when you keep everything in your box. So one more time
That's
where I
very
say
nice.
it right. That's StitchFix.com/Valley. Just Valley. VALLEY. StitchFix.com.
Nice.
Well, what do you want to do after you put on your MeUndies and you get dressed, other than take a break and relax and eat? And maybe it doesn't involve going out. Maybe it involves staying in. Well, boy, do we have news for you, folks. Our final sponsor for this particular episode of the Valleycast comes to you from our wonderful friends at Postmates. Postmates is your personal food delivery, grocery delivery, whatever kind of delivery service all year round. When you want red wine at 4 p.m., sushi at 9 p.m., and a breakfast burrito at 8 a.m., and ibuprofen at 10 a.m., you want to go and Postmate it. I use Postmates all the time, and I mean that. I mean I use it all the time.
He does.
And it has everything I'm craving, and whatever I want, they can deliver. They're the largest on-demand network in the U.S., and they offer delivery from all the restaurants, grocery and convenience stores, and traditional retailers could possibly want or need. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Postmates will bring you what you need within the hour. You smile at the person, you say thank you so much, you high-five them, and you go on your merry way. No more trips to the store. You don't even have to know where the store is. Postmates will deliver anything to you. You just go in there, oh, I'll have this, and you try it. Oh, I'll experiment with this food. New cuisine? Yeah, absolutely. So go ahead and download the app for iOS and Android for free, and you browse your local restaurants and businesses and track your delivery in real time. You can get to know your own hometown without ever leaving your home. For a limited time, Postmates is giving our listeners $100 of free delivery credit for your first 7 days. So sit back, take a staycation for a little bit. Start your free deliveries, download the app, and use the code ValleyCast.
Don't move.
That's code ValleyCast for $100 of free delivery credit for your first 7 days when you download the Postmates app. Anything you need, anytime you need it, Postmate it. Download the Postmates and save with code ValleyCast. Now, let's get back to Joe saying something to Steve.
Good Lord, he's broken.
Steve,
Nicely
tell
done.
us about Galaxy's Edge.
Oh yeah, we definitely want that.
Yes, talk to us about Galaxy's
Should I
Edge.
bring up some epic like Star Wars music?
I don't know if we have the rights to it, but you could bring
I
up
said sci-fi.
would you put sci-fi?
Yeah, let me pull up a nice
Don't
track
you
to
wish you could
accompany
pull up
this.
like where you literally just put Star Wars dude?
Here we go. How about this? This
There
is
we go.
totally gonna be cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Zaragoza got to go to an early preview screening, I suppose you could say, of Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. He's going to tell us all about it because it sounds like it's insane and awesome, and
I'm
we're
really
very
excited.
and we have a bunch of questions.
I mean, I'll go in like 8 years when it's completely void of people.
When everybody's over at Marvel Land.
Yarp.
Yeah, so I'll summarize this as best I can because I kind of talk about this on Dynamic Banter.
I don't
if
know
you
why
listen
you
to
don't
that.
save the good stuff for us. It feels hurtful.
It does.
It's more of a timing thing. I just couldn't wait to
Yeah,
talk about
sure.
it.
Fine.
So a really awesome listener to the Valleycast hit up Joe and was like, hey, you want to go to Galaxy's Edge? And Joe was like, no, but I know Steve does because he's a good guy.
Well, to
To be
clarify,
fair, Joe
I
probably definitely
went,
wanted to go.
well, yeah, that sounds great, but my buddy Steve would
Yeah.
enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was very sweet of you. And because of Joe's kindness, I got to go to Galaxy's Edge on Sunday, this past Sunday. And I don't even know where to begin, man.
You're
Can
a
I say?
cool, so
Can
cool,
I give
so
you a little
cool.
anecdote? It was
Yeah,
5
yeah.
seconds. I came in and I said, "Wow, Steve, I'm so excited that you got to go to Galaxy's Edge. That must have been so fun for you." And Steve went, "I'm changed. Like,
I'm different.
I'm a
you're
different
like,
person."
I'm changed.
Yeah,
I'm different now.
I'm totally different because I love Disneyland. I'm a big
Yes.
Disney nerd.
Yeah.
And I know that park like the back of my hand. And just the fact that there's this massive new part of Disneyland that when you're in doesn't feel like Disneyland at all. It's just really
Does
fucking
it
weird
feel
and cool and
otherworldly?
awesome. Yeah, I mean, you can't see any other parts of the park while you're in
cool.
it. And there's all of these ambient noises like starships like starting, taking off, and then firing up into space. And the audio is
Sound design,
The
everybody.
sound design is incredible. The ground rumbles when you hear like a ship landing and
cool.
stuff.
What did you feel in the moments prior to entering, and then like the moments directly, like the moment you're in? Were you just immediately like, I'm in, I'm sold? Like, when did you know that you were loving it?
Yeah, like, oh, but this is the best day of my life.
Yeah.
It kind of took a second because it was the transition between like the being in Disneyland and then suddenly being in this like Star Wars land was so seamless from at least from the Critter Country entrance, which is where like Splash Mountain and the Hungry Bear restaurant is.
Yeah.
If you
The
just,
racist forest.
right, racist meadow.
Racist meadow.
And if you follow the rivers of America, basically past the Hungry Bear restaurant, you basically walk through there, and then you're in Star Wars land in like 25 or 30 feet from the Hungry Bear restaurant. But the second you get in there, there's just suddenly this like cacophony of like Star Wars type sounds. It's not Star Wars music. It's not any music.
Is it like the meow?
It's just not even that. It's just in this particular area, which was the Resistance like hidden base. Essentially, it was just foresty
Just
and like
ambient.
lush and ambient, and it's just like this like like these little Star Warsy animal sounds and then
Cool.
like trees and the rustling in the bushes, and it's just really quiet because you're supposed to be in this hidden Resistance base. And so as you start going through it, then you start to see like full size Resistance Star
so
Wars
cool.
vehicles like an X-wing and an A-wing, and then there's this big metal base that's the Resistance base, and that's where that Resistance ride is gonna be, but it's not open yet. And then you come through there, and then at that moment I was like, it was because we were waiting in line for a bit, and then we suddenly were like transitioning into the Star Wars sounds, and I was like, oh man, this sounds like I just walked into Return of the Jedi in Endor with all the like
Cool.
bird sounds and the animal creature sounds.
Cool.
And so it already started to like emotionally hit me. And then when you get through the Resistance area and you make it into like the marketplace, which is where like the shops are and things and the restaurants and stuff, then you're like, oh my God, this is like, I've never seen anything like this. This is like you walked onto the set of a Star Wars
That's
movie.
so
Stormtroopers are walking by
Just
you.
Like, it's
Yeah.
on a set, like, because it's so devoted to it. So there's no like actual normal people except
No,
for people that are there.
All the workers all have their own little like stories that they created for themselves, and they have their own names, and they have their own like factions and who they work for and what
Backstories
all
and
these
yada, yada.
backstories. And so nothing is Disneyland there. None of the shops have Disneyland shop names. None of the restaurants
Unlike
have Disneyland.
everywhere else.
Ev-
in Disney.
yeah, exactly.
that's
Where it's
true.
overtly like, this is a restaurant, this is a ride. It's like you can't really tell that because
I
it's
mean,
like
in a weird way, I'm kind of proud of them because I think that was a big worry when they bought the Star Wars thing that you were like, well, great, it's gonna just Disneyfy it. And
Yeah.
wonderful.
No, I mean, and there are a lot of people actually that now that it's kind of like seeping in onto Twitter timelines because yesterday was the official opening.
Sure.
It was the opening day ceremony, but even though today is actually, or tomorrow is the actual opening day. But they had the big press day yesterday. And so everybody's seeing Star Wars Land everywhere on their timelines. And it's just you have to see it. You just have to see this thing. It's just like it's just I'm an old school Star Wars nerd. I grew up with Star Wars. Jedi came out in 82, the year I was born, or 83. And my mom was like a huge Star Wars, or still is a huge Star Wars nerd. And it's just like from having Star Wars be a part of my life from when I was born, literally, to as an adult, and then seeing the full-size Millennium Falcon and just like Star Wars-y things everywhere. There's like droid parts just hanging off of the wall, and like
I love it so much.
there's Whoa, that's not
Oh.
good. That was
What did
weird.
I do?
You had like a weird fizzy
I just
moment.
talked.
Now you're back.
But just droid parts and the drinking fountain. Like, there's gonna be some spoilers here for people that are like that want to go in completely blind. So if you want to skip ahead a little bit, you can. I'm sure we'll be through at least the spoilery part. But there's like water fountains where like you start to drink from it, and then you hear like a tank above it bubbling, and then you look at it, and like the eyeball thing from A New Hope.
I love
like
that so much.
pops out and looks around and looks down at you, and then it goes back in, and
God,
you're
I
like,
love
oh
it.
man, did I just drink that thing? Like, I don't know what that
That's
was.
I want
awesome.
to do that.
And it's just, and the shops, all the merchandise is like stuff that they made in a Star Wars world. So it's like wooden little recreations of the spaceships, and then there's these like Luke Skywalker dolls, and there's like, they're all made out of like crude cloth and like weird, like cool,
Dude,
like
that's
otherworldly
rad.
things. And it was just, I mean, I just didn't want to leave, man.
Can we play real quick how much money you spent?
Oh yeah, you guys want to do that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
I'm a little scared.
So I'll tell you everything I bought.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Okay,
Great way to start.
here are all the things that I bought.
Okay.
I bought a lightsaber.
Okay.
I bought a creature, the little Salacious
Salacious
Crumb
Crumb
puppet
is one
guy,
of my
Which is
favorites.
amazing.
which I fucking love,
I love
so
him
much.
so much.
I think it's one of the best purchases I've ever made. I got a tiny wooden sand crawler.
Oh, cool.
Okay, I got 2 musical instruments.
Yeah, you
Okay.
did from the Cantina Band.
And I got a lightsaber belt clip
Sure.
so I could hook the lightsaber to my belt.
Yeah.
And I got 1 kyber crystal.
An extra crystal.
An
for them.
extra kyber
crystal?
crystal.
And the
For-
lightsaber. You kind of the lightsaber?
Yeah, his lightsaber
And-
was the first thing.
And
I
how
got.
much did you eat?
I didn't. Oh, actually, I did eat. I didn't spend money on the food, but then I
Okay.
paid someone back. So
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I had 1 Ronto wrap,
Sure.
which was this wrap with like a hot dog in it, and then like 3 other kinds of meat. It had like
Sure.
chicken and beef, and like
Sounds
it was
delicious.
It was really good. It was strange, but it was really good. And that's it.
Okay. And then just a
And,
follow-up
and that's
question. Were you able to hold off and not spend any money from the entrance of Disneyland all the way to Galaxy's Edge and back?
Yes.
Okay, so
I didn't buy
that's it.
anything
All right.
else
And
in the park.
you didn't pay for a ticket.
No, it was
Okay.
free entry. Yeah,
So where we're starting is that we are at $250 for the lightsaber?
215.
15. Okay. 215. All that other stuff. Okay.
I think I know how much he spent. I think he spent $837.
So Lee's coming in with $837.
I think it's a
Elliot?
great
I
guess,
also
Lee.
want everyone to know that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Everyone to know Steve has a pretty big savings,
Yeah, I'm about to calculate.
just so they don't feel bad.
I'm about to calculate this.
Yeah, I think I guess I'm gonna bid $1, Alex. I watched
Alex, it's not even Alex. It's not remotely.
yeah.
Okay, you know what, Pat? I think we're doing $1.
Yeah, what's
Hey,
what is
Alex,
his name?
should I bid $1?
Drew.
Two.
So I will say I'm gonna say $782.
I'm actually going to come in a little bit lower because I think the lightsaber is the bulk, right?
I don't know. Salacious Crumb is a
Salacious
fucking working
Crumb, but he's
puppet.
not. He ain't no lightsaber.
And
I'm coming in at
musical
$590.
instruments.
Musical instrument is what got me.
Yeah, it got me too. And that
But they're
rap
not
doesn't
legit.
sound cheap.
I'm coming in at $590, and I'm sticking.
Everything was pretty cheap.
That-
But the wraps
yeah,
are
that-
150.
Shit, you
Right.
guys keep going because I'm trying to calculate really how much
Okay,
it
so
was.
$590 is spelled F-I.
And you put in oats and then milk chocolate.
and then
Yeah,
milk
let me
and
get
then
back to
peanut
my
butter,
no
which is the
bakes.
shocking part of it.
Yeah, man, that's really cool though. It's very exciting. I can't
It
wait
is
to go.
very
I
exciting.
don't
I
want
really
to
like
hear. I like hearing about the ambiance of the park, but I don't like having the rides spoiled because I really get into the rides more so than I think the entrance part, which I'm sure I'll love. But like,
Yeah, I get
I
that.
like
No,
it.
I
And
very
I feel like
much
I know too
understand
much
that.
already.
Yeah, you were saying that like this is the part of Disneyland where you feel like you're in a new world. I feel like the only other part of that park that feels like that is if you get deep into Cars.
Oh, yeah,
really?
with the
Yes,
Arizona
it
mountains
seems-
and
yeah.
the scene.
If
And
you
yeah,
get deep
that
into
felt
there,
like
it's
that.
like, oh, I am
yes.
in a small desert
Especially
community. This
Once
is very
again,
nice.
it's because you can't see any other
Yeah.
part of the park
Yeah.
because they've built the
Yeah.
facade
They're
so
definitely
high.
getting better as they
that-
build
yes.
lands in the newer.
Well, because
times
that's
of
what it's supposed
Disneyland,
to
you
be.
know?
It is supposed to be that immersive thing. I think they're really
Yeah.
thinking the immersiveness is what it is. But
and
no,
then when you're in Indiana
you're right,
Jones,
that-
oof, baby, in line.
yeah,
Oh,
in
that
line,
line
that
is
line is
so good.
unreal.
Oh,
That
you
line is
kidding me?
unreal. That line's my favorite line. It really
Okay,
is.
so how much do you think I spent at
I did
Star
say
Wars Land?
837.
837, Joe?
$590.
590,
I think I said 783.
783. You are all wrong.
Wow.
Who was the least amount?
Me,
You?
590.
I spent almost $400.
Oh, well, that's
okay.
good. That makes me
Yeah.
a little way happier because I
Yeah.
was just worried. At
But
this
Salacious
point.
Crumb,
That's still a
Which
lot
is
of
probably
money.
expensive.
$70.
Wow. Honestly, though,
70.
I would do it. Like,
Yeah.
he's so cute.
I thought he was
thought-
100.
And
I
he was
thought
one of my
about it.
favorite guys
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can control him,
I know.
I would be like, yeah.
And you can wear
Yes.
him on your shoulder with this little like
Meow.
magnetic plate that
Oh
you wear.
my
So you just walk
God.
around with that guy.
What about the cool little
Wow,
wooden
cool.
toys and stuff, like $20-$30?
Yeah, 15.
Okay,
like
so
the-
actually somewhat doable.
Yeah.
A magnetic
cool.
plate? Like, what do you mean? Like, you put a strap over your shoulder?
No,
and
there's like it comes with just this little like like magnetic plate that's shaped like this, and it's bendable and it has like rubber around it.
Okay.
And basically you just rest it on your shoulder. You just
Oh,
literally
cool,
put it on
cool,
your
cool.
shoulder.
Shoulder harness. Yeah.
And then it's under your shirt, and then you put the guy down on the magnet,
And you
he just
magnetize
sits
it.
there. Yeah, and it
That's
doesn't
so
come off.
cool.
So rad.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool. Man.
Yeah.
Dude, I was wearing him when I went in to build my lightsaber, and just before I went in, the cast member was like, no Ithorian monkeys, or whatever he called them. He's like, you cannot come in with any of those guys.
Aw.
And I was like, oh, I'll put him in his cage. And he was like, yeah.
So
God,
What's,
I love it so
what's
much.
that unrideable ride that's not ready yet? What's
The
that going to be?
Rise of the Resistance.
Okay, what do you do on
and
that?
it's going to
Allegedly.
be the most ambitious Disney ride ever built.
Wow.
It includes elements of a motion simulator, elements of
I've-
being in a completely different place.
This is what you're doing. This is what you're
Yeah,
doing.
right. It's like very ambitious stuff. Yeah,
Man.
and it's supposed to open in August.
I'm so stoked, man.
Yeah, and Disney World's version of Star Wars Land is right behind us. I think it's opening in August. Fully.
I love
yeah.
this.
And
Very
Bugs Life was obliterated for Marvel.
Bugs
And that
Land,
makes sense
yeah.
because Bugs Land was trash.
I liked It's Tough to Be a Bug, but everything else in there was like it was
Yeah.
just skewed way too young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have Toonton for that.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway,
I'm really happy for you, man.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man.
I'm happy that it
Yeah.
happened. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to, and I was like, I know you would just enjoy it, and it's very cool.
Dude,
that
I found
it
a
lived
way-
up to it. Is also the cherry on.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so-
it lived up to all of my. It exceeded my expectations, and
Good.
and really, I want to thank Jeremy for reaching out and
Jeremy!
his fiance for sending us out and for making it happen. For
Really
us.
awesome.
Beautiful. I
Did
really
Owen
love
love it?
Owen died. Owen was like, "Don't tell anybody how happy I am."
That's the most Owen thing I've ever heard.
I know.
Don't tell anyone how happy
that's
I am.
great.
He loved it. At one point, you could see Luke's land speeder like somewhere, like buried in there, and he was really excited about it. He's like, "Come look at Luke's land speeder. It's over here." And I was like,
Aw.
Owen's as happy as I am. He's just not showing it.
Oh, it's
so
so
cute.
cute.
Yeah.
So
I
cute.
love it.
Anyway,
All
All right.
Well, guys, thank you so much for going on this journey with
What a
us.
journey.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you for listening to all of our madness as we're announcing all this, and you'll hear more about
Yeah.
it later. And thank you for being excited. You're wonderful. Of course, if you want to,
There's promos out there. You'll
there
get a little,
are.
You'll, get
You'll
little
see a lot of
glimpse
the really
us.
good promos. If you want to be a part of the wonderfulness, go to patreon.com/the Valleyfolk and come on this insane journey we're about to go on.
yeah, you're with us, baby. Whether
There
you
we
like
go.
it or not, buckle
Yay.
in, buckle up.
buckle up, and
Buckle
all-
up, buckle
all
in.
Thrusters ahead.
And then you take that cluster off of the
No,
sheet
absolutely
and gently
not.
place
That
it
is-
within
this
your
is
mouth.
enough. You're done.
You don't even have to chew because
No.
it will
Thanks,
crumble
everybody.
That is done.
away. And it is heaven. Do you guys believe in God? Well, you will. After you have a goddamn no-bake cookie.